Congress of the dark days of booth capturing under its governments that made the EVMs necessary, the very EVMs that Congress is questioning today. The question that also goes out to the Congress party is why hasn't anyone from the party, let alone Rahul Gandhi, given a signed affidavit to the Election Commission of India making exactly these charges and forcing an investigation or a response? Political theatrics aside, is the vote chori campaign by the Congress being bought by the public or ground, or has it already become a matter of flogging a dead horse? We'll take that to our guests joining us in just a bit. But first up, while speaking in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi has made three key demands as far as the electoral reform related concern in the country is concerned. So first is he has reiterated the demand that machine readable voter rolls should be provided to all political parties 1 month before every election. He has also demanded that the law that allows the deletion of CCTV footage of booths CCTV after 45 days should be removed or changed. And he has also made a demand that political parties and their experts should be allowed access to EVM architecture so that they can be assured about its transparency. Earlier also a Congress leader in Parliament had raised objections on EVM saying that any machine is hackable. Now BJP's Nishikant Dubey was quick to fact check the Congress party but also reminded of what used to happen under its own rules. For example, the very famous case of Indira Gandhi where she won the Raebareli seat through vote manipulation. There was of course a case as well. We'll get you more in just a bit. But he also countered Rahul's institutions compromise charge by saying that Congress loyalists used to be appointed to key intelligence positions under their government. For example, he mentioned that Sonia Gandhi's personal security officer was elevated as the head of the CBI, sparking debates on impartiality. The BJP reminded the Congress that the EVMs were inducted as a pilot project in 1987 during Rajiv Gandhi's tenure. He also talked about parliamentary panels and other panels report that were headed by the Congress party that of course led to the adoption of the EVMs as well. BJP highlighted that previous Congress regimes backed the SIR process, which the Congress, but in this case the entire India bloc, is critiquing as controversial. So what are these cases really of the past that come back to haunt the Congress party, particularly the Gandhis, when it comes to election rigging? And the first few cases are not just any member of the Congress party. These are members of the Gandhi family itself, the first family of the Congress party. So the most famous case, Indira Gandhi, Prime Minister at the time, found guilty of electoral corruption in her successful 1971 campaign by the Allahabad High Court in 1975. The High Court banned her from politics for 6 years. In response, we all remember, she declared a state of emergency throughout India, imprisoning thousands of political opponents and restricting personal freedoms, even coming down on the press. In 1989, during Lok Sabha polls involving Rajiv Gandhi and Rajmohan Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, Congress workers were accused of large-scale rigging in Amethi. Rajmohan Gandhi was repeatedly threatened, pushed around by policemen when he tried to protest the illegalities. In fact, the Election Commission invalidated 18% of the votes and ordered repolling in 97 booths at that time. The country's first booth loot also took place, of course, under the Congress party. Raichiai village of Bihar, Begusarai district during the 1957 Bihar Assembly polls. On polling day, armed men attacked voters from nearby villages. They chased people away, they stuffed ballots. And all of this used to be routine till EVMs were brought in. Locals allege that Congress candidate Saryog Singh, with the help of the mafia leader Kamdev Singh at the time, had orchestrated this capture under Congress rule. So even as Rahul Gandhi is raising his vote chori campaign, there are two questions that are arising. One, of course, what about Congress's own past? What is really compelling opposition leaders today to challenge the EVMs even though they were brought in for transparency? And is Congress, by repeating this vote chori charge, election after election, state after state, is only flogging a dead horse? That debate is coming up.
All the institutions have emerged from the vote. So it's obvious that the RSS has to capture all the institutions that have emerged from the vote. Why was a law put in place that allows the Election Commission to destroy CCTV footage 45 days after the election. The biggest anti-national act you can do is vote chori. There is no bigger anti-national act that you can do than vote chori. Because when you destroy the vote, you destroy the fabric of this country.
इंदिरा गांधी ने इसी वोट चोरी करके जब रायबरेली का चुनाव जीता और जब फैसला हुआ कोर्ट का, तो ऐसा सिचुएशन इस व्यक्ति ने पैदा किया, इस पार्टी ने पैदा किया कि आपको आश्चर्य होगा कि 3 जज को बाईपास करके एक ऐसे चीफ जस्टिस को बना दिया जो 8.5 साल तक इसका मुख्य न्यायाधीश रहा। किस ईमानदारी की बात करते हो? किस पारदर्शिता की बात करते हो? कौन सी कांग्रेस की बात करते हो? सीबीआई की बात कर रहे थे। अश्वनी कुमार जो सोनिया गांधी जी और राहुल गांधी का सिक्योरिटी अफसर था, वो सीबीआई का डायरेक्टर बनाया जाता है। पहली बार ईवीएम, आपकी जानकारी के लिए, 1987 में पायलट प्रोजेक्ट के नाते राजीव गांधी जी लेकर आए ये ईवीएम की पूरी हिस्ट्री।
Going across to our guest joining us, Radhika Khera, spokesperson of the BJP, Suleiman Mohammad Khan of the Congress Party, R. Rajagopalan, senior journalist, and Suman Chiraman, political analyst, also with us. Suleiman, I begin with you. You know, as Rahul Gandhi reminded in Parliament today that he has raised a number of questions. Why are there still duplicate voters, for example, existing in electoral rolls? He talked about even Bihar, that despite SIR, there are duplicate voters that can still be found in the electoral roll. And that why is this CCTV footage, for example, being deleted? But the question that comes back is that, you know, Rahul Gandhi had an opportunity to put any one of these instances or any one of these cases on a signed affidavit, give it to the EC. If not Rahul Gandhi, then anybody from the Congress party could have done it. A concerned candidate could have done it. But that hasn't happened. So can you hold the EC responsible for not, quote unquote, answering when you haven't filed a case in the legal way as it is required on statute?
So if the leader of opposition and almost all opposition parties, which constitute almost more than 60% of the voters of the country, raise this issue consistently, more so the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, is saying in the parliament, outside the parliament, giving evidence, doing press conference, isn't it shameful for the Election Commission of India and more so for the Chief Election Commissioner to keep on taking this excuse that you have to give an affidavit, and media, propagating this time and again that without a legal affidavit you can't do so. It is enough that 60% people who have voted for opposition, all leaders are raising this issue, and Election Commission of India is shamelessly hiding, behind a technical legal issue.
But if it is a legal requirement, then why not fulfill it?
Listen to me. We will not give, and I can say we will not give. But the Election Commissioner of India will shamelessly keep on saying this, and media will keep on propagating this. We have shown that from one house, 250 voters were found. There are thousands of zero number of houses. I am telling you a latest incident. Shivani, listen to me for 20 seconds more. I am from district Rampur in UP. SIR is going in Rampur. I have filled the enumeration form in Rampur. On Saturday, the DM of Rampur, who is the in charge of that SIR of the district, has registered an FIR against the 85-year-old lady because she has filled the forms of his 2 sons, Amir and Danish, who are working in Kuwait. And in the bottom of the enumeration form, if you see, it's written that either the candidate or the voter or someone on his behalf can sign it who is a family or a relative. So the mother has signed Noor Jahan and written Mata because the form is Hindi, mother. But the DM has registered an FIR against that lady that how come his son's living in Kuwait, a form being filled, and it's happening across, everyone has done it. It's being done so that the minorities' vote are cut. This exercise is exclusionary. Election Commission is a puppet of BJP. This is the SIR exercise is to downgrade the democracy, to completely finish the constitutional democratic system, and that is why Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said the biggest anti-national act the government can do or election commission can do is vote chori.
Okay, can I come
And
in now? Can I
therefore
come in
we
now?
stand by our claim
See, we
in
have
any
limited
case.
time, Suleiman. Can I come in now? I'm reading this report which says that the police in Rampur district have booked a woman for allegedly providing false information about her two
No.
sons, both of whom
No.
have been living abroad for an extended period in the voter
No.
enumeration forms in the ongoing SIR. This is exactly what
They
you
are
said.
voters in 2003 list. I have
Yeah,
seen the list.
2003, sir, was 22 years ago.
So
If they haven't been...
my name was also, madam.
But sir,
My
if
name
they're
was
not
also
living in
2003
India
list.
for an extended period of time, that is the question here.
Madam, his name is there. If you go to America and live there for 10 years and come back, will your voter right be snatched? Where it is written? What are the rules?
No, but
where in the
one
the
second.
representations of the people
I
act?
am only reiterating the case that you have mentioned. According, let me just read it out. Let me just read it
That's a false
out.
narrative, Shivani.
Suleiman, it's not a narrative. It's an Indian Express report that I'm reading
This is
verbatim.
what the UP government election commission.
This is a media report. I'm
saying.
reading
They're lying on
verbatim.
it.
You cannot have a problem with that. Just one second. Everything is not narrative. It's a report. According, I am giving
what
the police
report? It's
version.
rubbish.
Just one second. Mr. Suleiman,
rubbish.
not like this if you keep interrupting me. I'm giving the police version. According to the police, Noor Jahan signed the official documents on her son's behalf despite their absence from the country. Along with her, police have booked sons Amir and Danish for their alleged involvement in submitting misleading details to the election authorities. And they have been booked under segments of cheating and the representation of the People's Act. According to the police, let me just read this further. Complainant Dinesh Kumar, who is a supervisor in the ongoing revision, said that while verifying the enumeration forms, he noticed that the forms for Amir and Danish carried the signature of the mother instead of their own. This is the case that you're talking about. Now, my question is, I come back to my question. My question is that why is it, this is a separate case during SIR for, for cheating, etc. But if there is in any election, vote chori that has been found, duplicate voters voting in somebody else's name, like in Haryana it was alleged. Why has Congress not given a single case to the Election Commission or filed an FIR for such a vote chori? You talked about LOP giving proof. Sir, one second. You talked about the LOP giving proof in press conferences. Sir, the media has done its job. In many of those cases, the media has gone to the requisite people, to the requisite spot, have tried to find out what is the reality. I have spoken to one such woman who had somebody else's picture on the voter ID card, and we've tried to figure out whether anybody who's not registered to vote has voted in place of a legitimate voter. We haven't found such a case. Congress hasn't found such a case.
We have given evidences. We have shown from the list. And it's writ large.
You haven't given to the EC.
Voter manipulation has been done. One. Second point, the true media who have gone honestly and checked there, they have shown their version.
What is that version? There's not a single case. Quote me one report which has found a fake voter.
Version. It's only the lapdog media which has done this.
Everybody is lapdog because they haven't been able to prove Rahul Gandhi's allegations. You quote me one report where a fake voter has been found by any media. So many is not an issue. So many is not an answer.
Rahul Gandhi ji has
yes, we spoke to those people. We spoke to those people.
So many in the press conferences.
This is just going round and round. It's political rhetoric. But the Congress could have won this case in the eyes of the media or in fact the public had even a single case been filed by the election for the election commission.
You are a Godi media.
Yeah, everybody is Godi media. See, this is exactly what you do. When you're asked questions, you just call everybody Godi media. You will keep talking ad nauseum every time you do this, Suleiman, and then you crib that you don't get time.
We will not never give an affidavit.
So who do you need to tell? Who do you need to tell then? There is not a single case filed. There is not an affidavit filed. Then it is just in the air. Radhika Khera, the other question that Rahul Gandhi asked was that why should CCTV footages be allowed to be deleted after 45 days? Now, this is a reasonable question to ask. Let's say 45 days is considered too short a time. Why can't the government increase the time from the point of view of transparency? Increase this time to 150 days.
Good evening to everyone. And vote chori is the biggest anti-national crime. Rahul Gandhi thundered in Parliament today. Excellent line. From Indira Gandhi's emergency when elections were delayed and democracy was jailed, to decades of booth capturing, bogus voter lists, misuse of state machinery, not a new playbook. elections were decades of booth capturing, bogus voter lists, misuse of state machinery, not a new playbook. And we've also seen the court, what they have said on Sonia Gandhi's illegal name in the vote. Please, can you ask this gentleman not to interrupt?
Radhika,
I did not speak. No, please behave like a proper lawyer.
Radhika, go
Let's talk lawyer to lawyer. Thank you. Now, today, Rahul Gandhi cries institutional capture. When injections and repels were being countermanded in Congress ruled Karnataka over serious irregularities, his mouth went completely silent. No tweets, no speeches, no outrage. Because vote chori apparently is anti-national only when Congress loses, not when Congress governs. Now, one thing let me add over here. Now, when this entire notification came for the 45 days, कि मैं आपका delete हो जाएगा, it even came in the newspaper Hindu. Why I mention Hindu is because Shivani, Hindu is read by both Mrs. Gandhi and Mr. Rahul Gandhi. It is their favorite newspaper, and that is the newspaper they read.
It's
so
not lapdog media like everybody else, Radhika?
It's not. No,
Okay,
it's not lapdog media.
Okay.
So that is why that is why it was not there in the lapdog media. Now, even then, Rahul Gandhi was sleeping throughout it. और एक और example में देती हूँ, अभी बिहार के election गए शिवानी. Tell me one complaint that the Congress has made asking one request that they have given to the EC asking for क्योंकि वो कह रहे हैं कि इधर गड़बड़ हुई है, इस सीट में गड़बड़ हुई है, कहीं के तो इन्होंने फुटेज मांगी होगी. Is Rahul Gandhi waiting for 45 days to get over? Having said that, now my former colleague over here, he's a lawyer, a very well-known lawyer. I would request him to read out the FIR before emotionally screaming कि again मुसलमान के खिलाफ हो रहा है, minority के खिलाफ हो रहा है. This case is registered under clear statutory offences, not ideology. The FIR against Noor Jahan is under sections 31 and 32 of the Representation of People's Act 1950-51 for false declaration in electoral rolls. It is a cognizable, punishable offence with imprisonment. Additionally, false address declaration attracts IPC section 177 and 420, furnishing false information to a public servant and cheating. Her sons were shown as residents in India while they reside abroad. This is documentary fraud. Period. Now, please, if he says कि उनके साथ गलत हो रहा है, he's a lawyer. Has he, as a lawyer, gone on to take this matter to court? And
No, that's not the issue here. But Radhika, that's not the issue. I just want the BJP's response. You know, you raised this issue about Bihar elections. Bihar elections, there is still actually, I think, still a little bit of time left if any cases have to be filed or CCTV footage has to be asked for. It is absolutely a legitimate question to ask in Bihar when the Congress claimed that it was vote rigging to make the BJP win. Why has no case been filed so far? Because in this election, they were better prepared than Haryana, right? In Haryana and Maharashtra, I can say they weren't prepared because they were just figuring out that quote-unquote election rigging was happening. Here, they were prepared. Why is there a single case not filed? But Radhika, my question to you is, can we not look at increasing 45 days? Can we make it 90 days? Maybe it will give political parties more time.
Why? Congress party is India's oldest political party. भाई समुंदर है इनके पास लोगों का. We saw the number of booth workers, BLOs, that their booth workers they had. There were no complaints that they made even during the Bihar election. What is Rahul Gandhi's party busy in? अब मुझे बताइए, 26 सीटें आई हैं आरजेडी की. उनके लोग किस में व्यस्त हैं? सब खाली है. They are all राजनीतिक तौर से बिल्कुल खाली. The people of the country have told them, boss, घर बैठिए. Now, when you are khali, instead of like they say, an empty mind is a devil's workshop. That is exactly what is happening with Rahul Gandhi over here.
Okay.
Now, when you have to be in parliament yesterday, there was such an important discussion on Vande Mataram. But where was Rahul Gandhi?
Okay, I'm not getting into that. Suman Raman, this campaign that the Congress party is running on SIR, the larger opposition bloc seems to be on the same page. They feel SIR has certain issues. Those matters are also in court. But as far as this large-scale vote rigging charge of the Congress party is concerned, do you think this is helping the Congress party? Has the Congress party been able to convince the public that yes, they are losing elections because they are being stolen from them?
Shivani, before that, I want to say that Rahul Gandhi makes three very valid points. The one that he raised about asking for a machine-readable format of voter lists, asking for the architecture of the EVMs to be made available. Now, those three, requests are extremely valid because I think that the most important issue is that not only must the elections be free and fair, but they must be seen to be free and fair. And for that, the Election Commission needs to be as transparent as possible. So I fully go with Rahul Gandhi's request. The saying
Okay.
that CCTV footage infringes on privacy and all that is absolute nonsense. And I think that also should be permitted because these are, the purpose of having a CCTV is to find out if there is vote chori which is going on. And
But
if
then,
you say
Suman,
that no, no, we cannot release
tied to that
CCTV.
45 days is the question that why are you not
No,
asking for it in 45 days?
Shivani, wait, 1 minute. Now, when it was asked for also, the Election Commission went to the court and they said that CCTV footage of ladies cannot be shown because it is an infringement
No, no,
of
that's
their
not true.
privacy and
If
so
there is
on.
a
No,
legal
no, it was.
case
No,
filed
no,
within
1 minute.
45 days, the court
Did
mandates that the
Shivani,
CCTV footage be provided
Shivani,
to the litigants.
1 second. Did the election commission mention in the court saying that they cannot give footage because it could be an infringement of privacy of women?
Yes, they
Was
said
it said
we
or not?
can't give it to political parties.
They said it. They said it. No, my point is very clear. These things are what create doubt in the minds of the people. And one more thing. The Congress has conclusively proven that electoral rolls have a lot of deficiencies. That much has been proven beyond doubt.
Yes.
That this has been used to do vote chori has not been proven as yet. I accept that, and I've been repeatedly asking that if the Congress party has evidence of these 150 people in one house and 200 people in another house, how many of them actually voted? That data will be available with their booth agents, and they should put it out. They have not done so
In the
far.
case of Haryana, there was a house that was mentioned by Rahul Gandhi in the press conference with 65 voters. And people went to that house, and it is a large plot of land where families live. On that large plot of land, they have separate blocks, and actually 65 voters were found in that plot of land.
Yeah, but equally, there was in Karnataka and in some other states where this house of 200 voters was visited and they found that it was a factory and they found that only 4 people were there. And maybe in the last 15 years, there may have been 100 people, but they have not deleted. Various issues have been found.
Right.
So I think the Congress has established that voter lists are not infallible, and there is a lot of stuff in the voter list which need to be.
No, but vote chori
taken.
hasn't been established, right?
No, one second. There has also been what has also been established is somebody has been using mobile numbers to delete voters. That has also been established because the IP addresses the Election Commission is refusing to give. So there are a lot of suspicious circumstances. Has Rahul Gandhi proven vote chori? No, he has not proven vote chori as yet. But has he established that there are a lot of things which don't add up, which the Election Commission is not willing to address?
No, even more so than they should find those specific cases, file that affidavit, and force the Election Commission to respond. But on the issue of Election Commission not responding, R. Rajagopalan, the other way to look at it also, let's see, this is a large-scale debate taking place in the country. Apart from answering some questions that Rahul Gandhi had posed, and CEOs of various states have also, responded to some of his charges, there is no harm if the Election Commission also says that, okay, some reforms have been suggested by you, and we are going to take a look at it. Maybe a discussion can be held with the centre on this.
Shivani, absolutely what you said is right. It's a matter between the Election Commission and the court. Court has ruled 45 days. We cannot go. Let Rahul Gandhi go and ask for 60 days, as you mentioned, to the same court. Now, coming to the crux of the problem, Mr. Rahul Gandhi said that vote chori is anti-national. I do agree with. My point is, today morning, Priyanka Gandhi, DMK MPs, Congress MPs, SP MPs all went to Speaker to impeach a judge in Chennai for Deepam judgment. My only request is, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, you impeach Mr. Chief Election Commissioner like that. You took more time for everything you say after retirement, we will see you where you will live. Even in Parliament, he threatened. As a leader of opposition, he cannot threaten a citizen, saying that we will take care of you when we come to power. We will go deep into that. Who is Rahul Gandhi to challenge Mr. Chief Election Commissioner? You impeach him. You have got a lot of revenues. When your sister goes to impeach a judge, why can't brother impeach a Chief Election Commissioner? Now, second thing, in Bihar election, Shivani, no Congress agent. Shakil Ahmed said, and also Mr. The other Tariq Anwar said, there is no vote chori. They denied it. Second, Rajanna, the minister in Karnataka, refuted Mr. Rahul Gandhi. There is no vote chori in Karnataka. You sacked him, and now you have the power. Similarly, my one request to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition, bring an impeachment motion against CEC. Don't threaten him. Don't threaten his family.
But should the CEC be protected with this law that the government brought?
Protection or not, it's a legal term. What can you do? You bring an amendment in the parliament. You are protecting everyone. He takes the oath of office under the constitution. So has Rahul Gandhi. So you amend the constitution. You do everything. That means Mr. Rahul Gandhi wants anarchy. He says that he is anti-vote chori, which is correct. But at the same time, voters are rejecting you from 2014. 100 elections. Congress has come to zero level. I covered Congress party from 1977, Shivani. I shed blood in my eyes that Congress has come to this stage.
Okay, I leave it at that. And whether the vote chori campaign is really helping their cause instead of fighting on ground on issues that may matter to the public more. Bihar is an example, and that is why this question is arising today. We leave it at that. Speaking of that impeachment motion, a delegation of India Bloc MPs submitted an impeachment notice against Madras High Court Judge Justice G.R. Swaminathan with 120 signatures after a tense face-off with the judiciary over the Thirupuran-Kunduram Karthigai Deepam Row. According to the impeachment notice dated December 9, the motion was moved under Articles 217, read with 124 of the Constitution for the removal of the Madras High Court judge. The move comes amidst the simmering dispute over the lighting of the traditional Karthigai Deepam lamp atop this hill, Thirupuran-Kunduram, a site with a temple and a nearby dargah, following the judge's order permitting the ritual. The state government has declined to implement the ruling, citing law and order concerns, but that also triggered protests by pro-Hindu groups. Clashes with police took place and now has escalated into a major political and judicial conflict. DMK Parliamentary Party leader Kanimoni, the party's Lok Sabha leader T.R. Balu, Samajwadi Party leader Akhilesh Yadav, Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and others handed this impeachment notice to the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. The opposition bloc has managed to get the requisite number of signatures needed to move such a motion, and motion is expected to be moved in both houses by the opposition parties. The notice alleges that the judge's conduct raises questions on judicial impartiality and transparency, accusing him of showing undue favour to a senior advocate and lawyers from a particular community, and claimed that verdicts were influenced by political ideology going against the secular constitutional principles. Now, Justice Swaminathan has always been in the crossfire of DMK and allied forces, accusing him of carrying an RSS ideology. He has also recently authored another couple of judgments that went against state government actions. In a recent case, a litigant was allowed to hold anadhanam, which is distribution of food, in an open public ground. It was held that if a particular section is excluded from using a public ground on the sole issue of religion, it would offend Article 15. Justice Swaminathan held that the right to hold anadhanam can even be brought within the scope of one's fundamental right under Article 25. This is a case where the Christian community on ground opposed the program because the ground was used for Christian functions on other days. Also recently, the judge had come down heavily on the local authority in Sivakasi, allowing the installation of a freedom fighter statue at a local community hall after ordering its release from Tehsildar's custody. Swaminathan pointed out that while a statue may have symbolic value for which it was being opposed, it is also property in the legal meaning of the term. So are these some of the cases because of which the DMK and the Tamil Nadu government is so irked with this judge? And does this row now say that bringing an impeachment against a judge just because you didn't like his order, is this a way to browbeat judiciary in a democracy? That's coming up.
Why he violated that? How can he do that? When a higher bench had ordered one thing, that is the final order. How can a single judge change that?
not supported. It is not correct. And even the MPs, because they are the member of parliament, they should understand the problem. And it is the biased attitude and activity of the DMK government. They are doing it. It is very unfortunate, I have to say.
It is the incompetence of MK Stalin and his government which is trying to incite a religious divide in the state of Tamil Nadu.
Let's go across to Kalyan Raman. He's BJP leader in Tamil Nadu. Suman C. Raman continues to be with us and will also be joined by our DMK representative and others in just a bit. Let me begin with Kalyan Raman. The BJP, of course, has not led any, has not really pulled its punches as far as the actions of the DMK government is concerned. But the DMK government has now, in a way, taken, has put its money where its mouth is. They are objecting to the judge's orders, but they're even willing to move an impeachment motion, alleging that the judge is giving biased, ideological decisions. Your comment on that?
The most laughable effort by the DMK and their allies, the India bloc. There is a nice saying that says that those who fail to learn lessons from history are condemned to relive it. By indulging in minority appeasement since ages, both the Congress as well as the Dravidian parties have lost ground considerably in the last several years, particularly in the last 11 years of BJP's rule. And they continue to indulge in the same appeasement, minority appeasement or pseudo-secularism, so as to lose further. Precisely that is what is happening. Now, coming to the question of Justice G.R. Swaminathan. He had given a judgment, which was in turn upheld by the bench. Then the next immediate option available to the India bloc or DMK government is to go to the Supreme Court and challenge it. Have they exhausted that option before going to the Parliament and trying to have an impeachment when they don't have a number in place? It is just to set a narrative or just to create an image or a perception management that they are trying to do in order to appease the minorities of the state of Tamil Nadu, which are in good number, almost close to 20%, both Christians and the Muslims put together, including crypto-Christians. This is not going to help them in any given manner, and precisely they are doing only for the sake of votes, nothing but votes.
Okay. No,
now,
so I want to raise this issue of them not. One second. The issue of the legal options not having been exhausted. Let me take that to Salim Dharanidharan of the DMK joining us. In fact, the DMK government faced criticism earlier as well. Even in court, it was mentioned that, because they didn't want to implement this order on ground, they, rushed to the Supreme Court and kind of presented it as if the matter has been listed now, so it becomes sub judice. But the matter hasn't been listed in the Supreme Court even till now. We don't know when it's going to come up for hearing. And now you have a case when you haven't exhausted your legal options against the single judge bench order. And you've now moved impeachment against them. This is just unheard of. This is unprecedented just because you don't like the order that the judge is giving.
Which is not the case. When the behavior of a justice is also unprecedented, then you also have unprecedented actions. In fact, the first impeachment motion in independent India was started by the BJP party in 1991. Okay, for different reason altogether, Justice Ramaswamy impeachment, and then I think 3 or 4 impeachment motions initiated by the BJP itself. It is the provision in the constitution to give recourse, right? I don't think why following something in the constitution is wrong. This judge, time and again, has behaved in a manner which suspects us to have that he has ideological inclination.
Like
for
what?
example, to share a stage. Let me complete. For example, to share a stage with BJP politician H. Raja and mock that ruling party, that is the DMK rule, the Dravidian model rule, and talk about the past Chief Minister Kalaignar Karunanidhi. See, he's opened his own opinions, but to share a stage in the court, he has gone and mocked the fitness of non-Brahmin to join as priests. These are not expected from a justice. I have nothing against him. I have nothing against any community. I have nothing against any religion or caste. I am agnostic to all this. But the fact is, can someone of our, for example, my chief minister, any chief minister, prefer one religion over the other, prefer one caste over the other?
But then why are you not implementing this order? You have picked a side in this matter.
No, see, this is I will tell you, this order is itself we are not accepting simply because 200 years, even before the advent of Justice Party, the Deepam was lit only in the
Who are you not to accept it? Who are you not to accept it?
You keep, sir,
Who
Kalyan
are you
Raman
not
is
to
always
accept it?
coming, all debates are interrupting.
You are bound to follow the judgment of the court, honorable court.
I never interrupted. It's a habit for Kalyan
Don't
Raman
say
to
that
come
you
and interrupt
cannot.
all the debates.
What you are talking is unconstitutional and illegal. Don't you know that? It's a simple fact.
We have gone for an
You should
impeachment
know
motion.
that you are
Sir,
defying
once
law.
again, can I just come in? Kalyanji, I'll come back to you. The question here is that, not liking an order, you had legal recourses and you took some of those legal recourses. You denied the litigant in this matter the right to get that lamp lit in the requisite period of days. The state should not be seen as interfering in a citizen's right if they have gone to court and won an order. On top of that, you didn't answer the question of the Supreme Court option not being exhausted. You can only move impeachment. You should only be moving impeachment once you've exhausted your legal recourse. The Supreme Court is the final authority in this matter.
No, can I answer? And I don't want any interruption, please, because then then I have to lose my chain of thought, and then we will have wasted a lot of time in having a meaningful discourse.
Answer in the legitimate.
Sir, once again, Kalyanji, once again, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, sir. Yes, go ahead, Salim.
You are intertwining two issues. That is, you are saying the sole reason we have gone for impeachment proceeding against this justice has to do one and only with this case, which is not the case. There are a number of past anecdotes, which I told you, two anecdotes. Stage with people of the opposite ideology and making.
What does that mean? This is the democracy, Salim. You can't say we'll impeach you because you've shared a stage with somebody of the opposite ideology.
You are now interrupting me. It is a democracy, but for a sit judge has to be non-partisan. It's written in the constitution.
Yes.
The governor has to be.
Does it prevent him to attend events?
It does not attend him to. It does not prevent him to attend events, but only to attend events and to mock the ideology of the opposite side, to sit in the bench and question the fitness of non-Brahmins to act as priests.
Okay.
These are the things which are not expected of a judge. And again, I'm saying I'm not against any caste in this, right? And more importantly. So you're intertwining both these issues. So this judge is, and again, more importantly, the chief minister has legitimacy of 8.4 crore people. Tamil Nadu has about 8.2 crore people have voted him to power. So he's also supposed to listen to them. It is not the people of Tamil Nadu who want this. People of Tamil Nadu, you do a survey.
No, there is one person in Tamil Nadu who wants this. The legal, I'm sorry, the touchstone of legal jurisprudence is that even if one person's right is being affected, it doesn't matter who voted for you or who is in power.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Of course it works like that. This is legal principle. My right cannot be affected because you believe that those who voted for you don't agree with my right. That's not how rights function.
No, it's not. I'll tell you. Basic political science book, democracy is broader public good. Public good for the broader population. Right? Let's say one individual.
So who is this harming?
Benefiting one individual is going to hurt 90% of 99%.
Who is this harming exactly? No, this political argument in itself, Salim, this political argument in itself,
Hindus in Tamil Nadu do not want this.
That doesn't matter. One person wants this. It is not a poll or a census of how many Hindus want it.
Like BJP spokesperson here. Let me speak.
No, I'll let you speak. But
let me speak. You guys can decide. No,
one second. I am only saying legal principle is if a litigant has gone to court, they have won an order. You can't sit on judgment of that saying politically this is not what the people of Tamil Nadu want.
See, this is what people of Tamil Nadu want. It's my opinion. If you think it's otherwise, then you would go do a survey and find out our next elections only 4 months.
It's irrelevant here.
It is not relevant at all. Because who are the BJP represent the Hindus is my question. What does BJP or RSS have to do with Hindus? Have the Hindus given their rights to them? This is my question. The case in itself was filed by someone associated with the BJP party.
How does that matter? You can't decide legal jurisprudence on the basis of whether the person belonged to BJP.
So, what is your point here?
My point here is there is a citizen in the state of Tamil Nadu who won a right. The state in itself must ponder whether it needed to challenge that citizen's right to begin with. Also, the point, one second. Now you had your say, 1 second. The point is you said this will harm others. You said greater good, right? The term
This
used
will-
by you.
This will result in religious disharmony. That's the whole point. That is why for the last 200 years, the same practice has been followed.
Okay.
200 years.
So
not
Suman,
one-
okay,
not
all
5
right.
years.
I got your point.
Given during the time
Suman
of
C.
Jainism.
Raman, he's saying this will lead, and this has been the government's argument as well, law and order, or in other words, this will lead to religious disharmony, which is why the state cannot stand for this order.
Shivani, this is the most bizarre case that I have ever seen, where the Muslim community is not objecting. The Dargah management is not objecting. But the government wants to go and say that there will be disharmony, there will be disharmony, there will be problems. I mean, it is the most bizarre case. Second, as far as impeachment, I just want to know, has the Supreme Court or any higher court held Justice Swaminathan's order as unconstitutional or invalid? No, the matter is still being heard. Why would you rush with an impeachment motion when you don't even know in your, okay, right now you don't like the order and therefore you want to move an impeachment motion? You will not obey the court. That is the bottom line. So I just want to know whether this extends to individuals also. Can individuals also say that I don't like a court order, I will go on appeal, and until the appeal is decided, I will not implement the court order? Is that going to be the practice to be followed by everybody? How can the justice system function? You don't like an order. You have gone on appeal. If you get a stay, obviously the order will not be implemented. You have not got a stay. And you say, look, I can't implement the court order. I don't like it. End of story. In my opinion, it is unconstitutional. Therefore, I will not implement it. Does the same right come to a citizen also, is my question. Tomorrow, if a court passes an order I don't like, okay, can I say I will not abide by the court order?
Yeah.
I will go on appeal, and my appeal may be decided after 3 years or 5 years or whenever. But until my appeal is decided, I will not listen to the court. How can the judicial system function like this?
Here the political argument is we don't like what the judge says, otherwise his comments outside of his judgments. We don't like the fact who's behind these litigants or this petition to begin with.
No, one minute, Shivani.
And the fact that this is against greater good. Now, India's democracy functions on the balance between the executive, the legislature and the judiciary.
Look, Shivani, I have no problem if tomorrow the Supreme Court stays this order and says this order is against the greater good. We support the stand of the Tamil Nadu government and there is no need to raise that. That has not happened. And you're actually going with an impeachment motion when the matter is coming up in court this week. So clearly, there is some ulterior motive in going for this motion without waiting for the Supreme Court judgment.
Okay. On the issue of the judge.
And one more thing.
Sir, I'll come back to you one second. Ashwini ji hasn't spoken on the issue of the court's authority. Now, this is challenging a court's authority, right? Because the argument by the government cannot be that we are in charge of law and order and we have the will of the people, quote unquote. Therefore, we will decide which order can be implemented or not implemented. Legally, you can make an argument in front of court. But if you suggest that because of the separation of executive and judiciary, the judiciary shall play no role in what we have decided is our job, then our democracy will not function. The courts have a mandate here. They're under constitution. If anything, it can be charged that this sort of explanation is both politicization of judiciary and unconstitutional.
When there is a remedy of appeal, and a state has a very right and have a very leading advocates represents the state of Tamil Nadu in Supreme Court, they can file an appeal. Writ appeal is also their single bench order, and judicial scrutiny is the fulcrum of constitution. Instead of going and adopting the process which is given, the right to appeal against an order, against that the state is impeachment proceedings, because even impeachment proceedings are just politically motivated for two reasons. There has to be judicial scrutiny because the rigorous process combines both. Judicial scrutiny means the last court must have passed the order, and parliamentary oversight. Here, if you see, the Supreme Court is still not passed the order. Even the Supreme Court review, curative, they are the readies. And instead of adopting that process, only being politically motivated and on arbitrary action which the Constitution and the appellate jurisdiction does not allow. Moving to the impeachment is unconstitutional because impeachment is a constitutional mechanism to remove the judges, and that too on proven misbehavior or incapacity. Here, neither the incapacity of a judge has been tested as per the legal test defined, or not the misbehavior. So the moving impeachment is absolutely an arbitrary, politically motivated, unconstitutional decision.
Okay.
Number two, the Supreme Court also says number of cases the proved misbehavior has to be there. Where is the proved misbehavior? So I think that this is a significant limitation which has to be in this case, and in this case the state has not chosen that. Because both judicial scrutiny and parliamentary oversight is required. And as rightly said by my learned friend, co-panelist who just immediately said, if you don't like a judgment, go to the appeal. If you don't like an order, and because here the constitutional right of each and every citizen, including one single citizen, is important.
Important, exactly.
So
that is the beauty of our legal system, the legal principle and our democracy, that even one person's right has to be implemented by the state. The state cannot say, no, your right is less important than, what we have decided the state wants right now. Yes, Salim.
So my question is, can you have a judge who is partial, who has a view and he thinks his view is right? That's the question number one. And second, you have checks and balance, as my previous spokesperson said. The checks and balance is there for the judiciary to keep a check on the legislation and the executive, and for the legislature to keep a check also on the judiciary. It works both ways. It doesn't work one way. It is not that the judiciary has absolute power and the legislature does not have. It works both ways. And again, there's a clear demarcation between judicial activism and judicial impartiality. Here, it's not judicial activism. If it was, then going for impeachment is wrong. But judicial partiality was being continuously observed. Can a justice be judicially partial? Partial based on caste, creed, religion, color? That is the question. And openly, if there is a suspicion, impeachment is wrong. Even BJP has gone for judicial impeachments before. The Congress have gone.
No, nobody is questioning your right to go for the impeachment. The issue here is that this matter, which was a simple matter of lighting that ancient lamp for one day of the year, the petitioner and the litigant did what was his or her duty, went to the court, won an order. It is being largely seen as a destruction of democracy in India if you don't allow individual litigants to have the right to get orders in their favor. If the state, your state or any other state, starts standing up and say, no, we believe this is not in larger good, so we will not implement it. First of all, there is nothing to suggest that. You haven't proven that theory at all. But I'll give final comments to Kalyanji and Suman Sriraman. Yes, 30 seconds, sir.
See, they have lost their mind. They need legal education. They don't know anything about what they are doing. Ashwini ji has pointedly, clearly made it clear that they don't know what they are doing. Having lost their mind, having a huge problem in law and order mechanism, they are going against the constitutional mechanism, the judiciary, time and again. Even in the case of where the CBI inquiry has been ordered, in 2 of the cases they have still not handed over the files. This is the way the Tamil Nadu government is behaving in the case of Armstrong murder case also. So, they want to defy judiciary. They want to go for a kind of law and order failure deliberately to ensure that the minorities are appeased in Tamil Nadu so that they get the votes in the 2026 elections. Beyond that, there is nothing. It's purely optics.
Sumant, even this larger issue, several governments have used this in the past. It has happened, especially when it comes to religious issues, that, governments want to not do what can easily be done or what is a citizen's right, because they fear law and order issue. But judges and courts increasingly are of the mind that, law and order cannot be used as an excuse to not implement either an order or to give a citizen its right.
Look, Shivani, I will not entirely disagree with that, because you see, the judgment which, created those huge crisis, law and order situation in Manipur, it happened after a court order. So I would not, on the face of it, immediately say that a law and order problem is not possible. But in this case, the biggest irony is the so-called aggrieved party is not saying that they have a problem. That is the bizarre nature of this case. Had the Muslim community come out and said, look, we have a problem, because first of all, this is not on land of the Dargah. This is not infringing any of their rights, not even the right of access, nothing. So this is on land which is identified as per earlier judgments as temple land.
So what is the problem? Exactly.
No,
in fact, he has upheld the rights of the Dargah people.
No. In fact, the judgment.
In the very judgment, he has upheld that the rights of Dargah as well.
That nothing shall be done on Dargah property, nothing
Exactly.
shall be done.
No,
on
my issue is that even if there were two parties that were fighting with each other, even then the state should not interfere and support one or the other. Let the legal matter proceed. That is the issue here. Even if two religious sides were litigants against each other, that is the issue. But we'll leave it at that. We'll take this forward in days to come. A big thanks to our guests for joining us. Time for the right stand with Anand Narasimhan on the other side of the show.
This is News.
ये आपकी रक्षा के लिए और ये आपकी रक्षा के लिए।
अरे ये क्या है?
ये आपकी रक्षा के लिए और ये घर की रक्षा के लिए।
न जले न पिघले, घर घर को सेफ बनाएं। अपार अणुशक्ति फायर प्रोटेक्ट वायर।
Stay ahead with News 18. News from your city in your language. Real-time updates, in-depth analysis, and breaking news. Anytime, anywhere. Only on the News 18 app. Scan and download the News 18 app now.
Withdrawn, promising that his government will do so when they come to power. He reiterated that Haryana, for example, was stolen and that theft was ensured by the Election Commission of India. His comment alleging RSS capture of all institutions also led to a furore inside Parliament. While BJP's Nishikant Dubey reminded Congress of the dark days of booth capturing under its governments that made the EVMs necessary, the very EVMs that Congress is questioning today, the question that also goes out to the Congress party is why hasn't anyone from the party, let alone Rahul Gandhi, given a signed affidavit to the Election Commission of India making exactly these charges and forcing an investigation or a response? Political theatrics aside, is the vote chori campaign by the Congress being bought by the public or ground, or has it already become a matter of flogging a dead horse? We'll take that to our guests joining us in just a bit. But first up, while speaking in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi has made three key demands as far as the electoral reform related concern in the country is concerned. So first is he has reiterated the demand that machine readable voter rolls should be provided to all political parties 1 month before every election. He has also demanded that the law that allows the deletion of CCTV footage of booths CCTV after 45 days should be removed or changed. And he has also made a demand that political parties and their experts should be allowed access to EVM architecture so that they can be assured about its transparency. Earlier also a Congress leader in Parliament had raised objections on EVM saying that any machine is hackable. Now, BJP's Nishikant Dubey was quick to fact-check the Congress party but also reminded of what used to happen under its own rules. For example, the very famous case of Indira Gandhi where she withdrawn, promising that his government will do so when they come to power. He reiterated that Haryana, for example, was stolen and that theft was ensured by the Election Commission of India. His comment alleging RSS capture of all institutions also led to a furore inside Parliament. While BJP's Nishikant Dubey reminded Congress of the dark days of booth capturing under its governments that made the EVMs necessary, the very EVMs that Congress is questioning today, the question that also goes out to the Congress party is why hasn't anyone from the party, let alone Rahul Gandhi, given a signed affidavit to the Election Commission of India making exactly these charges and forcing an investigation or a response? Political theatrics aside, is the vote chori campaign by the Congress being bought by the public or ground, or has it already become a matter of flogging a dead horse? We'll take that to our guest joining us in just a bit. But first up, while speaking in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi has made three key demands as far as the electoral reform related concern in the country is concerned. So first is he has reiterated the demand that machine readable voter rolls should be provided to all political parties 1 month before every election. He has also demanded that the law that allows the deletion of CCTV footage of booths CCTV after 45 days should be removed or changed. And he has also made a demand that political parties and their experts should be allowed access to EVM architecture so that they can be assured about its transparency. Earlier also a Congress leader in Parliament had raised objections on EVM, saying that any machine is hackable. Now, BJP's Nishikant Dubey was quick to fact-check the Congress party, but also reminded of what used to happen under its own rules. For example, the very famous case of Indira Gandhi, where she won the Raebareli seat through vote manipulation. There was, of course, a case as well. We'll get you more in just a bit. But he also countered Rahul's institutions compromise charge by saying that Congress loyalists used to be appointed to key intelligence positions under their governments. For example, he mentioned that Sonia Gandhi's personal security officer was elevated as the head of the CBI, sparking debates on impartiality. The BJP reminded the Congress that the EVMs were inducted as a pilot project in 1987 during Rajiv Gandhi's tenure. He also talked about parliamentary panels and other panels report that were headed by the Congress party that, of course, led to the adoption of the EVMs as well. BJP highlighted that previous Congress regimes backed the SIR process, which the Congress, but in this case, the entire India bloc, is critiquing as controversial. So what are these cases really of the past that come back to haunt the Congress party, particularly the Gandhis, when it comes to election rigging? And the first few cases are not just any member of the Congress party. These are members of the Gandhi family itself, the first family of the Congress party. So the most famous case, Indira Gandhi, Prime Minister at the time, found guilty of withdrawn, promising that his government will do so when they come to power. He reiterated that Haryana, for example, was stolen and that theft was ensured by the Election Commission of India. His comment alleging RSS capture of all institutions also led to a furor inside Parliament. While BJP's Nishikant Dubey reminded Congress of the dark days of booth capturing under its governments that made the EVMs necessary, the very EVMs that Congress is questioning today, the question that also goes out to the Congress party is why hasn't anyone from the party, let alone Rahul Gandhi, given a signed affidavit to the Election Commission of India making exactly these charges and forcing an investigation or a response? Political theatrics aside, is the vote chori campaign by the Congress being bought by the public or ground, or has it already become a matter of flogging a dead horse? We'll take that to our guest joining us in just a bit. But first up, while speaking in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi has made three key demands as far as the electoral reform related concern in the country is concerned. So first is he has reiterated the demand that machine readable voter rolls should be provided to all political parties 1 month before every election. He has also demanded that the law that allows the deletion of CCTV footage of booths CCTV after 45 days should be removed or changed. And he has also made a demand that political parties and their experts should be allowed access to EVM architecture so that they can be assured about its transparency. Earlier also a Congress leader in Parliament had raised objections on EVM, saying that any machine is hackable. Now, BJP's Nishikant Dubey was quick to fact-check the Congress party, but also reminded of what used to happen under its own rules. For example, the very famous case of Indira Gandhi, where she won the Raebareli seat through vote manipulation. There was, of course, a case as well. We'll get you more in just a bit. But he also countered Rahul's institutions compromise charge by saying that Congress loyalists used to be appointed to key intelligence positions under their governments. For example, he mentioned that Sonia Gandhi's personal security.
Namaste, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram. You're on the right stand. I'm Anand Narasimhan, and we begin with news just coming through. First pictures put out by the Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu of the meeting with the Indigo CEO, and the ministry has said further added that it considers it necessary to curtail the overall Indigo routes, which help in stabilizing the airline's operations and lead to reduced cancellations. And this curtailment during the day was announced at 5%, has been further revised upward to 10%. Now, while abiding with it, Indigo will continue to cover all its destinations as before. Now, he's also further added, saying during the last week, many passengers face severe inconvenience due to Indigo's internal mismanagement of crew rosters, flight schedules and inadequate communication. While the inquiry and necessary actions are underway, another meeting with Indigo's top management was held to review the stabilization measures. Today again, Indigo CEO Peter Elbes was summoned to the ministry to provide an update. He confirmed that 100% of the refunds for flights affected till 6 December have been completed. A strict instruction to expedite the completion of the remaining refunds and baggage handover was given. Payal Mehta now joins us with more. Where is the DGCA in all of this, Payal? The ministry is now directly taking control of the situation. Is there going to be action against the DGCA also?
Well, it's too early to say that right now because the probe is going to be the most important thing to watch out for. What really gave DGCA a feeling that Indigo could match up with what they were expecting? Why is it that the DGCA did not take any action until about the last minute? They did not monitor that Indigo hadn't recruited people. All that remains to be seen. But, first thing first, passenger interest is paramount. And that's exactly the reason a series of steps have really been taken. We reported earlier this afternoon, Anand, that the 5% curtailment would extend up to 10%. And here you are. The Civil Aviation Minister himself has announced that 10% curtailment will take place because the fact of the matter is that Indigo does not have the crew to fly people. If they had recruited 150 people, which they claimed in their meetings, then they had 200 additional. So how do they justify that? Where is the numbers going to really add up from? In the winter schedule, Indigo was awarded a number of important routes in addition to what they were flying. But that now stands curtailed at 10% because given the calculation, the government is very, very sure that Indigo won't be able to recruit at such a rapid pace, and therefore they do not want any such nonsense really happening, from here on. And they want, smooth operations. They want to make sure that even the other airlines who are asked to step in, Anand, they have enough time on their hands to match up for any shortages that are caused by Indigo. We saw what really happened. There was like a huge surge in the price of tickets, etc., that happened recently. In fact, in the last week as well. But now the airlines are better prepared, whether it's Air India, whether it's Akasa or otherwise. They are all expected to give in their schedules by tomorrow evening to the ministry so that better planning can take place because this is the winter vacation season. People travel for work, people travel for vacations. They do not want anything impacting the passengers at all. And like the Prime Minister has always been saying that this is the government which has promoted people to travel